Good morning, all. Good morning. Let me move the camera closer. Yes, good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Yes, wow. Today is that anniversary, 9/11. I forgot actually that it was 9/11 until I had to write down the date. I said, oh my goodness. Yep, it's 9/11, 2021. The time 1:52 a.m. in the morning. Time is really moving fast. It was like 11 o'clock the last time I looked. And, it's everything, every topic seems to be about that jibby jab. Everything, it seems, that I watch. I have to be very careful on what I say because the system is going to try to pull certain videos if you don't say what they want you to say. I was just watching a video in Hawaii, the island of, what was it, on Honolulu. I forget the name of the island. Oh, yeah, Oahu. I used to live in Hawaii on the island of Maui, which I loved. The island was beautiful, but it was a hard life. And I made a decision to come back to the mainland. It was a good choice. I made the right choice. I met a lot of people there in Hawaii. They call it the Aloha State. The people it's a very social place, very, very social. People talk to each other. They are a very tactile, very outgoing bunch of people. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, the state of Hawaii. And I was really touched by the video I was watching. A man from Oahu and his lawyers. He's a firefighter. And that's a very prestigious job to have in Hawaii. The pay in Hawaii is minimal. You get a job like that, honey, you do anything to keep it. They pay well. To live in Hawaii, you need a lot of money to live. And how people manage you have to have more than one job. And me too. When I was there, I did get more than one job. Have more than one job at the same time, just to try to stay afloat. And back then, this was about 23 years ago when I first moved down there. Had a very simple life. I was in a new industry, and it was very difficult for me to stay afloat. And how, people can be very harsh. And I'm considered an outsider because I'm not born there. And other things that I don't really want to go into because I don't want the conversation to be based on that. But I want to talk about the jibby jab and how it's been plaguing people for the past year and a half or so. It's a beautiful place, Hawaii. And so I'm very sensitive about some of the news that I hear. That's what even caught my attention with this one YouTuber, because he's living there on the island. He's living on Big Island. And I love the environment, he shows what the land looks like. And so for me, it's more of reminiscing about the good aspects of Hawaii. So getting back into this said video that I just saw, a man who's a firefighter is being coerced. The first responders. And yes, it's protected by union, but the mayor or the governor of that island is telling the people, you don't take that problematic thing, you'll get fired. Now, these people have families, and they're giving them 10 days you need an exemption, a valid exemption of religion or health or something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. And what if they reject your excuse? They could do that. And the jibby jab does not guarantee safety. And there are people who have the jibby jabby and they get sick. And some even die. And so they want people to blindly do something that's against their consciousness. They also mentioned in this video that they were giving the people of Hawaii incentives and gifts if they do the jibby jabby. But some people say, well, wait a minute, I'm hearing a lot of things about jibby jabby. And I want to just become more informed about this, which I think is very mature thing to do. So now the little carrot, they're dangling the carrot, and now they say, you know something? We're going to pull away that carrot and we're going to coerce you to go against your consciousness. And that's what this video is about. I was watching with such anxiety. The firefighter had a thick-ass mask on. He started to cry. He said, I've been doing this job since the Kukarachi Ricci, and nothing ever happened to him. They do all the protocols. They're up close and personal to, as first responders. So after more than a year and a half, you're going to now force this person to go against his consciousness. Why this fervency for people to do this thing upon themselves against their consciousness. And anybody could say, you know, we don't care about your religion or what current health status you have. You don't get the Kukarachi Richi, you're going to get fired. And when you live in Hawaii, and when you cannot pay your rent or your mortgage or food. Now, I lived on that. I lived on Hawaii, and I was plagued with fear and wonder how I was going to survive to buy food, and is the most expensive place to be in the United States. It's highest cost of living. And most of the people there are modest in income. Very few people have dream jobs like the firemen. You have to take an exam and all this and that. Good money. Most people get minimum wage. How they survive, I wonder. You know, people have to eat. You know what they eat in Hawaii? White rice. They have such a poor diet. And this other crap they eat. That's why they're real heavy set in Hawaii. They don't really talk about that, obesity. Some of the people are what they call morbidly obese. They're that big. Eating inferior food. You can't really get fruits and veggies. You can't afford it. So you get all the processed food because it's cheaper. So they're forcing people to make a decision that goes against their consciousness. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Yes, good morning. I just got to talk about this. Yeah, the state that I used to live in. I used to live in Hawaii. And I know firsthand what poverty is like over there. When you can't, you don't have enough money to buy food. You lose your job. I was in a situation there when I arrived on that island. I found work right away. I mean, yeah, relatively right away, within 2 weeks. And of course, I had to get a second job to supplement my income. And you know, in 1 week, upon getting 2 jobs, the first week of January, right after the, holiday season, the first week of January, I lose both of them. I panicked, boy. I panicked. I told them, please don't fire me, please. I just got my vehicle just to get to this job. The first job was in town where I lived, but I needed a second job to pay my bills. And I was forced to get a vehicle, brand new vehicle. It was a leased vehicle. Got the cheapest thing I could find. And they were very harsh. Some real arrogant a-hole. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, they're not very nice to certain people. I'm not going to even go into that. But I feel sorry for the people who are still left there in Hawaii, who are now being coerced by fear. If you don't do the jibby jabby, we're going to fire you. I couldn't believe that. So they want them to compromise their consciousness and possibly violate their health. But what they want these people to do. And so they had a dilemma. So this firefighter is being interviewed. He has his lawyers, 3 lawyers there. And he has his thick mask on. And he starts to cry. And his urgency is felt, and the mask is being sucked in as he's talking when he's inhaling because he's crying and his heart is pounding. You need more oxygen, so that it's forcing the mask in his mouth, so he has to pull it out so it's not being sucked in as he talked. Do you know what happens when you have a mask on for 2 hours straight? Brain damage, hypoxia. You can pass out. Hey, how you doing there, Nubian? Yes. Hello, hello, hello. So this person is fortunate not to get sick for the past year and a half. This firefighter, and then now they're pressing on all of them, all of the firemen, and I think also some other, what do you call it, first responders, and the schools. They're telling the students, you better get the jibby jabby. So, but I need to. If they don't get the jibby jabby, then they're gonna throw them out or something. He said, I need to finish school so that I can get into college, and I need to finish this semester and get the scholarship. They're panicking. You do this or else. You do this or else. To a very vulnerable people. These people in Hawaii, many of them are really, really overweight. Poor quality food, and now they're going to have that thing on their face so now they can't breathe. It's going to increase the risk and their immunity, decrease their immunity, and they're going to get sick. You breathing in that funky air, you're going to build up bacteria in your tubes. That could get you sick and on your back. You're scaring the people. Again, they were using incentives. I even heard in New York, what was that? They give you $100. Why this fervency to get this jibby jabby? Why? Why? What is this urgency? Not even in Africa with Ebola do they do something like this. Those people in Africa, they have that thing under control. And finding out that thing was created in America, Ebola. Just was it 1 or 2 days ago I heard about it. Where did it come from? How come they didn't have a shutdown on Africa and forcing people to be at home like this thing? This is a war over your being. They are creating a society of fear, and with fear you're able to control better. And with fear fear of losing your job. You're living in an expensive place like Hawaii. To fire someone who's been at the job for 20 years because they don't want something that they don't understand to hurt them. I'm in shock. I'm just fear. I felt fear just listening. I felt fear and anxiety. And I'm not even living there. I'm living in New York City. To force students to do something, to hinder them to get their scholarships, education. You better do this or else. Because now the carrot didn't work. They were using incentives in Hawaii to force people to do the jibby jabby. But a lot of people are waking up. They say, hey, wait a minute, let me just check this out. And now they're clamping down this war. Silent weapons they're using against the populace. You better do this or else. That is coercion. And you know, that is against the Nuremberg laws. Remember that. Remember this, people. The Nuremberg laws forbids this type of stuff. Being in an experiment, and they are not informed. The key word here is informed consent. Informed consent. Informed consent. When you are not given informed consent, and they try to coerce you, that is a violation. Because anything you do upon your body, you have a right to know what it's going to do to you. Plus, the people who are trying to enforce you to do it, did they do it? Well, you know the answer to that. And anyone can fake getting something done. Right? Anybody. They can say, oh, this is such and such. And it may not be it. It could be just a B12 shot. It could be a saline solution that they're putting in their arm. No leader in their right mind would take something and not know. They know all the deal, what it does. They have all the data. You think they don't read the data? What it really says. The media tells you one thing, but the data is saying something else. It is putting fear to parents. Now, let's say a child doesn't want to do the jibby jabby. So, and let's say the parents say, don't go to school. Well, they can possibly send a truant officer and say, hey, it's mandatory your kid go to school. And you don't have a license to teach your child math or English or whatever. Because remember, you have to have a license to teach. You have to have a curriculum and have the licensed instructor to teach that subject. They could say that and close down your at-home school. They could take your child away. You heard about cases that they were taking away the child? Oh, we just want to protect the child and take away from the parent. People wake up. This is a war. And in my opinion, with what I'm hearing about what this jibby jab lifestyle does, it makes you ill. It does a lot of funky chicken. So it's putting people at a dilemma, and they're using this thing to for families to fight. I've never had conflict regarding one's choice about their body and argue over it. Have any of you? I'm a grown woman. I've never experienced this before. Those who love the jibby jab and those who do not love the jibby jabby. And it's one against the other against the other. So families are breaking apart, separating those who have and those who have not. This is social engineering in the worst way. Social engineering. They did this social engineering with the election that happened last year. Or the fighting. We never did this before in New York City. Fighting for an election? People fighting on the streets. They're using fear and they're very clever at how they do it. They'll use trigger words like you're a bigot or a racist. And then the other person gets excited and they're all fearful and they want to fight. This is manipulation of your mind. This is what modern warfare is. What we're experiencing right now is modern warfare. They want you to commit suicide. You take the gun and pull the trigger. That's what they want you to do. That is what's happening. They want you to get so irrational and not think and actually pull the trigger on your own self. Why this fervor to control people's own bodies? There's something to the jibby jabby. And I have my theories. And it's not good. It's not pretty. Your body is your domain. It's your choice. Your body, your rights. You have inalienable life. You have the right to choose what happens to your body. But now they're just making it up as they go along and say, you got to do this or else. Be careful of people who give free gifts. You do this or that, we're going to give you a free gift. There's some places that were offering weapons. You heard me right. Weapons. This is something else. This is the desperation to hurt you, your humanity. See, if it was just what the jibby jabby supposed to be, you wouldn't have people being careful. They just say sure. But people aren't because they're hearing news. And the system that wants to be in control is now saying, what could we do? They're not doing it. Okay, let's fear them with, we'll fire you. Well, these people could leave. See, the power to the people. Power to the people. You can't do anything without a society. without people. You got a whole bunch of leave. You know, the people could just leave. You say, you know something? I'm leaving the island. They have a ghost town. People could say, I had enough. And they vacate a city. People got to start mobilizing and working together. That's what I see what needs to be done. You need to come together. Because, see, they're trying to pit us against each other. Families against families. Co-workers against co-workers. People were even, last year were trying to intimidate me. Put on such and such. Put it on. Put it on. Yeah, people who I would not ordinarily, who would not ordinarily say anything to me. But fear got the best of them. I was outside. Grown-ass woman, they treating me like that. Oh, I was angry. Yeah, when people are afraid, they act irrational. But like where I live, you notice the homeless people seem to be really healthy. They sleep in their own filth. How come they don't have the jibby jabby? How come they look strong? They look real happy where I live. These homeless drug addicts. They having a good ass time. Yeah. They seem to be happy folks. How come they don't have it? And how come the other people have it? You got to start opening your eyes. If it's so contagious, how come they're not dying? And you who have these office jobs, a lot of people in the post office were dying, getting sick. What's with it? Who works in the post office? A lot of people of color, and they have you cramped in there and no ventilation. So you're breathing in the same funky air. That's what's happening. People will also be treated for the wrong thing. Or not treated at all. They say, oh, come back in 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks for, you wait, God forbid, 3 weeks for something like that. Baby, you are a goner. Because the incubation time takes, was that 2 weeks? Something like that. I'm not sure now. But it's not that long. And if you wait over that time, it's that much harder. I found this information. It's called American Frontline, .org. And they have all this information about this crisis. And also give recommendations, let you know about different options. And people who know about therapies that have proven to be safe and effective. I may even try it as a backup for me. Now, I'm outside a lot. I get fresh air. But someone else was talking, another video I watched just before the thing on Hawaii. This YouTuber who lives right here in New York City. And I think she's on the money. The cold season is approaching. And this person believes that A dot I dot D dot S dot is going to manifest. And I heard that the Jibby Jabby has the H dot I dot V dot in it. So you take it and that could incubate in you, and you have what they call a breakthrough of that pathogen in your body. Did you know that some of the people were testing positive for that thing? Did you know that? Yeah. And so this YouTuber was saying, hey, she was yeah, she's changing a lot this. I don't like really giving names of people that I see on watch on YouTube, but I guess she's doing more meditation or something. She's really becoming more and more insightful, putting the dots together, and she's on fire now, boy. But she says her intuition is saying, be careful because the winter is coming, the cold months, and the person feels that there's something up with that thing that starts with an H. That thing that came out in the 1980s, people. What does that condition do? It arrests your immune system. This is a bioweapon. This is a bioweapon. And that particular pathogen, who does that really attack? But black people in particular. Black people. And it's really something. Remember the front, remember like the what do you call it? The front line, first responders. Like I mentioned about the firemen. Well, who else is a frontliner? What do you call it? First responder. Or those people who, what do you call it? What's that expression they called it? Essential workers. Who were the essential workers? Most of the essential workers in New York City are all black people, people of color. And they exempted them from a lot of things. Remember, they were able to work and everybody else had to stay at home? They were allowed to work. Now, what I fear what's going to happen, what's happening in Hawaii, I think is going to happen right here in New York. They're going to say, hey, first responders or essential workers, we're going to require you to, yes, that it's just dormant. Yes, in September, I think September 15, or the end of the month of September, that I think it was, it was around the 15th or the 13th, that they would be required to do the Jibby Jabby and or get tested every week and get a negative. Well, in Hawaii, they have less resources, and they'll cost you $150 to get tested. Those people don't have that kind of money to do $150 every week. So now they're trying to bankrupt the people of Hawaii. And so what do you do in desperation? You do the thing that's against your consciousness. And that's what they're forcing the people to do. And what goes on there is probably going to come right here to New York City. Because see, now you have, because again, this YouTuber is talking about the H.I.V. And who is susceptible to that of all the groups, but black people. And so they want to get, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, that they want to see more casualties of war. These are sick people in office. And they want to see more casualties because this is about population control over the planet. And so they want you to panic in desperation and do the jibby jabby. That's what they want you to do. And so New York City, what was considered essential work is, oh, we're going to fire you if you don't do the jibby jabby routine or get the test taken every week. And they can change it because see, now they have these trucks everywhere in New York City, and it's growing more and more and more and more and more. These trucks are everywhere now, growing in number. And they do free testing, or they, if you have health insurance, they do that. They'll take your health insurance. And there is a spit test. Do not have them put any probe up your nose. Why do they want you to get tested? Because they want to put that thing up your nose. They might be compromised and get you sick. It could be infecting you with something. Those little swabs that they put up their nose could be treated with a pathogen to get you sick. Why the fervor to be tested? And wouldn't it make sense that, okay, if you're going to do the testing, and let's say you get tested positive, do they give you medication? No, they do not. They do not give the medication. So how are you supposed to be helping people? Hello? Do you get what I'm saying, people? Why the fervor of being tested and you don't have the medication to give them so to prevent the spread? And then they don't want you to take certain medication. They want to tell you how to what protocols they want you to have. This is war, people. Oh, let me tell you this also. But I just remembered. Well, I went, you guys, I go to the park almost every day. I've been in this city. I was born and raised here. I've been in New York City for over 40 years. And I've never seen the military, people in the military, out and about practicing. Yeah, when I got up this morning, went to the park. I think when you like they were jogging and doing this what you call cadence. Like they're marching. They're jogging, and they're singing. They have the leaders sing in pace, and others follow. They were in the army. I've never seen army recruits in public like this doing their exercise. I said, isn't that something? And then I went home after a couple of hours and then went back outside. Guess what I saw again in the park? A different group of people in the military doing their exercise in the park. Why is this? Well, I could only speculate, people. What I speculate is that things are going to get really dicey here in New York City. And these military people are making sure they're in shape because they're going to have a job to do in New York City. That is why. And so they are now being visible to let people know they're getting ready for you. Did you hear that, people? They are getting ready just for you. And they want you to see them. I've been here for over 40 years and they've never been outside. Now they're openly doing their routine outside so the civilian population will see it. Well, they want you to know their numbers are going to grow and they're going to do something. They're going to do something. And also the military is being forced to do the jibby jabby routine also. And they're going to do like an exemption. Oh, I'm sorry. An exemption. Yeah. This is horrible. This is horrible. This is war against humanity. That's why I entitled this video this is war against humanity. War against humanity. This is just something that's common. And this variation that's occurring now is due to the new protocols. This never existed. I mean, you had other things the prior years. Earlier, what's that? 2003, they had something. No, 2004. And they didn't have a lockdown. You see what's happening in Australia? These are really nice people. I've met people from Australia. Very friendly. I mean, they have a troubled history, but I meet modern day Australians. They're really nice people. Friendly people. And they're doing a number on those people. They're doing another lockdown on these people for wings. How are you supposed to eat, people? How do you supposed to eat when you got to stay at home? These people in government, they get a check. They don't have to go to work. They can make that phone call. Hey, so-and-so. And they have the military to do the bidding. This is horrible. This is war against humanity. And this is crime against humanity. And the population better wake up. You got to stand together as one and say enough is enough. This is against the Nuremberg laws, people. The Nuremberg laws. How could you do this? How could you do this? For someone to do something to their own body and then starve a population to get them into submission, into an activity they don't want to do, that they don't want to participate, going against the Nuremberg laws of World War II. Yeah, the restaurants here, they're being told, the restaurants are being told, you don't have this card, you cannot eat inside. Well, what if all the people say, we won't go to your restaurant? How about that? See, power is in the people. Power is in the people when you work collectively and smart. They need us. They need us. Oh, you can't shop here. Oh, well, oh, really? Well, how are you going to make money if no one goes in? See that? They're using fear. Awful, awful, awful. This is evil. This is absolutely evil, people. I'm in my 50s. And I could never imagine something like this. It came out of nowhere. My life was doing so well last year, early last year. And then, boom. Yeah, this is a war. And I think this war is about um, this country in Asia. And no, this is not an anti Asian rant, not at all. I love meeting people from Asia. And much of my shopping is with those people. So I have nothing against them at all. But I have a problem with the government of this particular country. Have a problem with that country's government, and they want like a world monopoly on buying products. But the number 45 said, no, America first. And that's when the poo-poo hit the fan. And you have people who work alongside them in America who are sellouts. And they're selling America out for this new world system, this global system, and that country wants to rule the show now. I looked at my part. I mean, I, I recently bought something, and it came from that particular country. It seems like everything is made in that country. They don't want to give up power. And they're infiltrated here too. And they're in very sensitive jobs. People. And I thought about things like that. I did a video on a particular aspect of this government. It might have been maybe 4 years ago, and it was something that I put that it started first in Canada. I said, oh my God, that's going to happen right here, and it is. They're doing the lockdown. It's a war. They're going to buy out everything, and they're going to control it. Wow. See, it's silent weapons that they're using. I just can't believe this is happening. But when I go outside, I enjoy the beauty of nature, people. See, they want us to become artificial people. They want us to forget our humanity. They want us to become robots. They are putting things in our body, and those things will start controlling our thoughts. Your thoughts won't be your thoughts. Your emotions won't really be your emotions anymore. And you're going to think, boy, why am I acting this way? Well, because they put something in your body and it is controlling you. You think those drug addicts that you see out there, you think they just naturally like that? No. These new products that are being used is being weaponized. You know what I got? I got a call the other day, about 3 days ago. Many of you know that I'm a veteran. You know what they asked me? Oh, we want to get a sample of your DNA. We're doing this research, and I said, no, thank you. They've asked me before when I had a doctor's appointment and went there, and they go around to the vet, says, oh, we're doing this research, we want to help the veterans. Don't you want to help the veteran? See that? They use a reverse psychology because, of course, we want to say sure. No, they told us they want to get a DNA sample. Why? Because they want to take it, study it, and then destroy you. In my opinion, that is just my opinion. This is just 3 days ago they asked me for my DNA to participate in a study. You think they're going to tell you what the results are at the end of the study? Of course not. I wouldn't want to give them anything. And why now? After all this panic, they want to find out your genetic code. And then they're going to create a bioweapon against you to kill you. In my opinion, that's just my opinion that I'm sharing. We're all entitled to share an opinion. Okay, it's just my opinion. I don't like what I see. I perceive very strongly. And this YouTuber that I told you about, this lady who mentions about the winter and that this particular pathogen is going to manifest. I believe she's right. For one thing, the cold, because cold season. That's a normal, it's a normal thing to get, a little runny nose, whatever. But your immune system changes, right? You get less sunlight. People get depressed. Watch out, people. Your life is potentially on a thread. They're getting these military people ready in New York City because something I believe is going to happen. Just get ready. I'm not God. I mean, I'm just like everybody else. I want to try to get less dependent on the electricity because I feel that they're going to disconnect the power source. That's what I believe what they're going to do. They're going to disconnect the power source too. And so what happens? No heat. People going to freeze to death. You don't do the jibby jabby where we're gonna put we're gonna turn off the electricity if you don't get the jibby jabby done. Oh, okay, you just did okay, so we're gonna give you your energy now. They can do that. They could do the same thing with food. Hey, let's stop let's put a special tariff on the food being imported in the major cities. You don't get food, you're going to really act out. And then the military could be employed and get rid of more people and put them in detention camps, people. You ever hear about that? Put people in detention camps? You act ugly, they could cut the food sources. And I think they would do that. Yeah. New York City is a chocolate city. Chocolate and caramel. A lot of the vanilla flavor left. And the only thing that only the vanilla that's left are those people in the what you call what do you call the alphabet community, alphabet soup. Yeah, the alphabet soup people are the ones that are left. So yeah, so it's going to be like Louisiana, New Orleans. What happened in New Orleans a couple of years back with that storm that they had? It was a lot of deaths. They could do the same thing here. They stop bringing in the food, they cut the electricity, and you're going to have hell on wheels. I don't want to leave here in New York City. I love New York City. I'm born and raised here. And it was just a week ago today that someone tried to jump me, and they were hiding behind the gate of this Catholic school. And it was just, I think, I think some of us have, someone was watching over me because it was just by chance that the person who's usually there wasn't there. They're not as aware. And it was my friend that was there that early morning. And he's real sharp, he's real on the ball, and he came to my rescue. Yes, he did. I believe I have someone watching over me, good and bad. Yeah, there is someone watching over me, people, good and bad. Yeah, I feel this is what, let me share what my thoughts are about this. I have a strong opinion that when you embrace nature, when you fully embrace its beauty and respect, it respects you back. You show respect to nature in all its fullness, it will protect you. I believe that. And before I went out that day, a week ago, I gave a little prayer. And I believe nature heard my prayer and watched over me. I believe this. It's just a belief. Anyone can have their beliefs. I'm just sharing. But yes, people, in my opinion, again, you have your own belief system, but I'm just sharing you mine. Whatever what works for you, that's what you do. But I strongly and strongly feel that this warfare will be those who want to become robots and those people who want to stay human. Stay human, people. Do not let them take away your humanity from you. That's what they want you to do. They want you to take away your humanity and sell yourself short and become a robot. And then once you become the robot, you will be a forever slave. I choose humanity. And I believe that nature in all its fullness knows who their children are and will protect them. You know, like the air that we breathe, it has different types of what you call germs and bacteria, all that. And you know, we have bacteria on our skin. that serves as a protection over us. See, using these things that sterilize the components on your body is actually dangerous, because when you remove the bad, you're also removing the good that's on your skin. And that's when you can really, really get seriously, seriously ill. See, it's balance. It's balance. See, nature is about balance and cycles and moving with and along the natural cycle of things. And so, doing something that removes that natural balance on your body. You notice people who are always doing the things with their hands. Don't you notice they seem to be always sick and everything makes them sick? You ever see those drug addicts there? They're out there in nature, baby. They might be abusing their body with those drugs, but they're one with nature and they have immunity. They have a strong immune system. There's something to it. It's something to being outside in nature and being one with it. Your body becomes one with nature and you become stronger in your immunity. Having something covering your nose and mouth is against nature. Nature said, oh, this is what you think about me? You don't want to breathe in my fresh air? Well, I'm going to give you that stale air and you're going to get sick because you don't respect us. How would like someone coming into your house suggesting that you're dirty, but you're clean? It's okay. You think I'm dirty? Well, I'm going to create dirt for you. You're going to be breathing in dirty air now from now on. Hello, people. Aren't I speaking the truth? Aren't I speaking the truth, people? And that's what's going to happen. You don't respect nature, nature is not going to respect you. Do you notice also, at least in New York City, it has been raining and raining and raining and raining and raining because you have people that are going against nature and nature is getting angry at us. So I make sure when I go outside, I say, I welcome you, the dawn. I welcome you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And ask for protection. Yes, I do. Be one with nature. Use wisdom, but let nature know I am a friend and not a foe. Be a friend of nature, not its foe. Because who's going to die first? Nature or man? You answer that question. Okay? So, these are just my thoughts, my opinions. And you do your own thinking. And I remember I also shared with you a couple of months ago my exploration on the orbs. And it was over a month ago I had turned off services, my internet service, because I needed some time to, because I was having problems with my neck, because I was on it for so long, the internet, and it caused me some health issues. Well, yeah, I had to put it back on when I was potentially jumped. I said, I need to stay connected with this internet because I was thinking about moving. And I said, no, I really want to stay. Because see, what happens here, what happens in any big city happens everywhere. Where you have poor people, you have crime. I'm not a millionaire, so I have to move in a place where I could afford. So it has to be a modest area. Who lives in these modest cities? But poor people who are just, working, just existing. And now people are losing their jobs. There's really nowhere safe, because now they're forcing people, either you do the jibby jabby job or you get fired. And that is also with what you call the first responders and the, what do you call it, what do you call it, essential workers. And we all know what that means. People of color that dominate those fields. See that? See how fate goes? They made the essential workers seem like they're valuable. Now they're going to say, okay, uh, you have to do the jibby jab. And if not, we're going to fire you. Know your rights. I'm not a lawyer, but know your rights. Know about this Nuremberg. Maybe get you have co-workers. Maybe you could have a meeting together and say, hey, we're afraid that they're going to fire us all. Maybe a lawsuit. Say, hey, you threatening us to do something against our consciousness. We want to press charges. And you notice what else? They're bringing in all these people from other countries now. So they say, hey, we could use these new people who are new in the country. They want your job. Goodbye. They can do that. That's happened to me before. That has happened to me before. It's heartless, and it happened to me in Hawaii. Yeah. See, people are willing to sell out their own to save a penny. But in the end, you get messed over also. See, what comes around goes around. Always remember that. Yeah, I'm really sad about all this. So what I'm thinking now, as a way of standing your ground and saying no, to try to make things work for you, be one with nature, respect nature, and ask them for help. And what else? Oh, I was going to say now. I was going to say. You may need to mobilize people and maybe have a class action lawsuit. You have a right to say no. Your body is your choice. And fear, what is fear? Yeah, this is awful. But I believe, if you stand your ground and be one that I believe, I want to believe that you'll get divine protection somehow. When you know to do the right thing, do the right thing. And I believe the creative force. Oh, I remember. I was in the middle of talking about the orbs. I'm sorry. Yeah, remember I was taking the videotape of orbs. They're real. They're beings of some type. And they see things. Yeah, I recently, today I just put up the camera, my security camera, because again, about a month ago, I had disconnected from the internet and I just turned it back on the 1st of this month. But I used to have on the security camera, that could record in darkness via infrared light. And I was capturing on camera pictures of orbs. And so I said, this crisis, see, I believe, I want to see what any changes in activity with these orbs. I believe they can give a clue what's going on, when it's going to get bad, or when it's safe to do certain things. The orbs, they're all over. Orbs are all over. I don't know exactly what they are, but there's something. They have consciousness. I've seen them in activity. And find out about these things. Yeah. They could be a warning. We see maybe certain activities of these orbs. Maybe it's a warning. So I have to be aware of what's going on. So I felt compelled to put the security camera on today and start observing those orbs. Maybe they could communicate in some form. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Why are they there? Why are they here? They're here for a reason. They are observing us, people. This is not mumbo jumbo. See, they want you to think mumbo jumbo is a fakery. I challenge any of you people who are listening right now to get a security camera that could record in darkness. And you're going to start seeing orbs. And they respond to human emotions, I noticed. Human emotions. So when there's a lot of heightened activity, they seem to appear. Go get a camera, an infrared camera of some type. The one I got is only $20. It's called EasyViz. E-Z, V as in Victor, I, Z as in Zebra. EasyViz. $20, security camera, and it comes with an app. And you can watch orbs. It's amazing. Don't you think something like this could help you? Yeah, use whatever tools you have that could possibly help you. Maybe you do even better than me. Get one and start noticing. Start noticing. And maybe they can tell you things what you should do for your life to protect you during these days. Yeah, let me start reading the comments. I was focused on what I was saying. I didn't want to get too distracted. I get really worked up. Let me see here. Wow. I didn't even notice all these things. Wow, there's a lot of messages. I respect that. Let's see. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Let me start reading the comments. Okay. Okay, it's Nubian. Okay, yeah, thank you for your prayers, Nubian. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, Nubian says, it causes damage to your respiratory system as well. Yes, that is so true. Then she says, people do not know their rights. That is why they are panicking. Please read the constitutional rights. If they say they will fire you if you don't get the, okay, yeah, you can sue them for firing you. Yes, yes, exactly. And the Nuremberg laws too, and Americans of Disability Act, America's um, Americans with disabilities. Yep, very true. Let's see what else. Tell them to fire you and give it to you in writing and why they are firing you. Yes, they take them to court. Then take them to court. Exactly. Yes. Please read. Please need to read the 16th Amendment. People need to read the 16th Amendment. That is exactly why people need to research their rights. That is what has to be done because they know you don't know your rights. That's right, yeah, never. How have you been? Yeah, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay, Nubian. Overall, I'm okay. I'm just a little stressed too, and that's why I go out all the time. I go out for hours in nature, just trying to unwind. It's very therapeutic. That is your God, a given right, yeah. Demonic, yes. They need to stop watching, and yes. If everyone leaves the U.S., the place would crumble. Yes, people could leave. See, yeah. Oh, you know, they now they're making it difficult with the airlines. Oh, you need a this special card. It's against your rights. It's just about coercion. Okay, when the temperature has when this temperature hits 85 and above, the such and such has been destroyed. Yes, exactly, exactly. You know it, Nubian. Yeah, it can't survive in the heat. That's why the winter months is when they come out. When the temperature hits 35 and below, it is just okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you learned that in school. Uh-huh. Very good school. Let's see what else. Yeah, it reduces pregnancy, makes you stir. Yes, I heard that. It also increases, yeah, oh, dementia. Yeah, yep, yep. Hit that like button. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. They have been testing those, and they are definitely, yes, that's true. Yeah, it is a year. It's such a year. That's right. I'm still reading. That was one of the reasons for the, okay, they should have stopped them from letting their products to come in. Yes. Yeah. They're bringing their products. Yeah, what does Hill say? You need to listen to Dr. Yes, I've heard of her. Yeah, I've heard her. Milkowitz. And then she breaks it down. Yes, she does. And we're a 5 year, what's that, old kin. Yeah, yes. Yes, I've heard her, definitely. That's exactly why I have been saying grow your own food. Yes. They left those people there to, yes. You talk about the year in Louisiana, yes. I was praying for you. Yeah, thank you so much. I need prayer. Yeah. Let's see what else here. Yeah, the Most High and the ancestors were protecting you. Yes, someone I was being protected. I was being protected. Just simply research the, yeah, Nuremberg. Yeah, you know about that too. Nuremberg and the constitutional rights. Don't play into fear. That's right. Stand 10 toes down. That it is always good to have the knowledge of all of our rights, including the right God given rights. Yeah, yeah, very, very true. Thank you so much, Nubian, sharing that information. Yeah, I need prayer like everybody else. I need it. It could be very stressful. Um, I see the young black men here who are out of their mind, and they're doing more drug activity, more and more, even in the rain. It is an addiction. They can't stop. And they're like, so, yeah, someone, someone else was mentioning about what they call the zombie apocalypse. This other lady, YouTuber, and when she said it, it sounds so funny. But now this major reporter used a certain terminology, zombie apocalypse, which was to start in May of this past year. Yep, May is Zombie Awareness Month. It sounds bizarre, but yeah, yeah, they were passing that out. They're up to something. See, they know these people bring in the drugs, the chemicals, feed it to certain communities, and they become zombies. They're horrible. And it's an invisible war. It's a war on fear, by utilizing fear. But, try to stay clear headed if you can. Stay clear headed and ask your creator, your helper, for help. Let's see. Yes, they are up to a whole lot of demonic crap. Yeah, it's demonic. These people are out of their mind. These so-called leaders, to push something that hasn't been really tested and has not been approved by the FDA, but yet they want you to take it. And then now they're calling me because they want calling me for a DNA sample. They've asked me that before. Hell no, I won't participate. Yeah. See, my father used to say there's no free lunch. When they start offering you something free, someone has to pay for that. Yeah. They want you to be the guinea pig. They give you a little carrot, and they eat the carrot, and oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, this is a war. And just look at these people. You see the same people in power. The same people. They don't look like me. They don't look like me. They don't. I don't understand. But you notice in these so-called third world countries, they're hardy people, and they're healthier. Civilization is not what it's cracked out to be. It's showing that they're crumbling. They don't have a good immune system. They're awful. They are awful. They don't realize how dead they are. Yeah, yeah, I do believe in if you can make your own food, if you can grow your own food, do so. So yeah, a couple of years ago, I had this strong desire to raise crops in my apartment, but I have to be honest, it didn't turn out well. But I said, I want to do something, so I started doing what do you call it? Seeding. You know, you take how do you call it? You put it in water. Oh, I'm trying to remember how they do it. You know, when you get the jars, you put the sprouting seeds, you soak it overnight, and then you empty out the water, and then you just refresh it every day just to keep it moist. I do that. Yeah, microgreens. Yeah, I love them. They're expensive in the stores, but yeah, um, I want. See, I really feel that I have an ancestor. The person passed away in the 1970s. They were 107 years old. 107 years old. 107. And what did she have to live on? They did, they made their own food. They made their own food. People who eat their own food tend to be slimmer, and they seem to live longer. People who are connected with nature. When you cook your own food or grow your own food, man, you're one with nature, and it's going to embrace you. But when you do wickedness and hurt the earth, yeah, you have people saying that the planet has feelings, that the natural elements have feelings. I believe they're right. They know things. You don't think those orbs are communicating with the trees, with the animals? You don't think that they're communicating? I dare you, people, to get this security camera. You get a cheap one like the one I got, and it comes with a little app you put on your phone, and you can watch what's going on in your apartment and embrace the air that you're breathing. It is nurturing you. So that's what I want to do. The closer you get, the more, and the more relaxed you get, and the more you start to realize more is just more. A modest life. I like nice things. I like things that are reliable. Buy good quality things for your personal wellness. And that's all you really need. Yeah. So let me see your what your other comments were. Okay. Okay. Yeah, out of the gardens. Yeah. With Michelle said about the garden. Yeah, the mason jars. Yeah, yeah. I bought mason jars and I do sprout. I haven't. I did one like a week or so ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, yeah. It's a really nice habit. Yeah, I can't grow watermelon. I tried to grow watermelon in my apartment, and the herbs. Yeah, I was so eager to. I wanted like a jungle in my apartment. Yeah, I didn't get my wish, but it's okay. But I could still do sprouting in mason jars. I need the power of my hands. Yeah, when you do that, see that at least it's something. Your strength help produce those sprouts. Yeah. Yeah, respect your food, and what I also do, I pray over my food before I eat. And I give my thanks. I say thank you. And what I'm thankful for. Because I feel when you say thank you, it is medicine to their ear. Isn't it nice when someone says thank you to you when you do something? So how different from the spirit world? You say thank you and ask politely, could you help me with such and such? And then you thank them. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that nature will help you and that it likes to see its children make things with their hand. Get involved with those mason jars, okay? I don't have my own property, but hey, I could at least grow my sprouts. Yeah. Get closer to nature and it will get closer to you and possibly protect you. Try it. Try it. Pray it over your food. Give thanks. And thank your body too. I thank my body when I have to use the bathroom. I thank them for helping me. I know it sounds funny, but I think your body can hear you talk. I I say thank you to my cells and my body for us to work as one. I do that now. I've been doing it now for months. Yeah, okay, Nubian saying, yeah, I pray for the impurities to be taken out before I eat. Yes, that's what I do. That's what I'm getting at. And I think your body will resonate and do just that. Yeah, it is so true. Yes. So I really felt an urgency when I was watching that program on Hawaii and what's being done to those poor people over there. Yeah, the same could happen here. I came across this, but it's kind of price. The microgreens. Yeah, yeah. Buying the microgreens from the store, certain, especially I think the sunflower seeds and stuff. It is expensive, but you know what's really inexpensive? Get what's called beans. Mung beans. You see it in a lot of Chinese stores. They grow real fast, and it's relatively inexpensive. You can get that. Yeah. Um, Try to put more things of nature in your apartment, because you know what this is reminding me of, people. When you're getting close to nature, remember. I mean, I don't really follow the Bible per se. I'm being honest. I used to, but I do believe the Bible could teach messages, and that's fine. But remember in the Exodus when the Hebrews were oh, excuse me, when the ancient Hebrews were uh, leaving for the promised land, and what happened? Before they left, remember they put the blood on the door. What was that blood? That the blood was a marker, claiming ownership. So when you go out there, tell these beings um, for protection, and you know that you follow certain things, certain principles, and what happened with the ancient Hebrews that successfully followed nature. They got saved. So, yes, I think the things that happened in the past happen in the present for a reason. Yeah, I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful about this. Yeah, life, I want to enjoy life more. Um, I want to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable. Anything that you want me to talk about now? Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to talk about right now. I'm pretty much, oh, what is this message? I'm looking for the book called 42 Laws of Ba'at. Oh, okay. Very, okay. Yeah. Follow things that resonate with you. Whatever what that system is. If it resonates and treats you well, practice it. And or the whole point, oh yeah, with the blood lentil, it's about ownership. If nature sees that you are using them as proxy, they're gonna have you as they're gonna watch over you and protect you. I believe this. I believe this. Let's see. Newman says, I'm trying to live my best life drama free. Yes. Yeah. Very true. Very true. That's why I pretty much live a very quiet life by myself because there's a lot of drama out there. So I can't think of anything else that I see. Wow, it's 3:33 the time. Yeah, I need to get some sleep. Um, yeah, I want to go back out to the um, the park this morning. Yeah, I went twice yesterday. I brought my dogs out. Then came back home, had breakfast, and then I went back out to the same place, the park. And I went on these roads that I'm not able to go with my dogs because I have the stroller. Oh, I had a great time. I got to see a lot of stuff there. Yeah, get connected, people. Use your head. I thank you. So with that, I'm glad you guys are up with me this morning. You guys could have been asleep, you know, but you decided to listen to this live stream, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for thinking of me and doing your business. Peace and love to you. Okay, let's see. Nubian just said something. Some of my family members bring a lot of unnecessary drama. Gotta stay away from them. Yes, yes, I could relate to that too. Yes, I could relate to that. Yeah, sometimes, especially when you have an anointing on you, when you're living you know, for spirituality, they hate you. But, it just means that maybe uh, nature and the creative forces has their signature upon you, meaning ownership, that they are responsible over you and that you're one of them. And so they're going to watch over you and protect you. That's what I believe what that means, as above, so below. Yeah, yeah. So, yes, Nubian, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and the rest of you have a wonderful day. Don't be shy. Um, each one teach one. Be safe, people. Please continue to pray for me. I'm going to need it because I believe some things are going to be happening here in New York City. And as I mentioned earlier, that you had the military out in force today. And it's for a reason. I've been here for over 40 years. And I've never saw the military out. Why? So you just use your head and stay vigilant. So peace, love, and joy to you all. Be safe, be sound, and be pure. Pureness of heart. I thank you again. Have a wonderful, safe morning. Bye bye.